Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, and Amon G. Carter Stadium. At any time the TCU Horned Frogs take the field, they have a standard, a legacy to live up to. One that was established by the likes of Slingin' Sammy Baugh, Davey O'Brien, and LaDainian Tomlinson. What a matchup we have in store. It's still early in the season, but this is a major test for a couple of squads who've gotten out of the gate undefeated. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the TCU Horned Frogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. He'll return it. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. That defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Well, it wasn't great field position to start with, and it's getting worse now. The defense gets a sack. They're getting aggressive up the field. They get to the QB, and they're sending a message.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Keeping it on the ground with the single back.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team, and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. Harris back to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. On the move. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they're aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on 4th down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness. And now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. Whew, boy, this freshman quarterback has a hose. Did he zing that thing in there? Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. SEC versus the Big Ten. They compete at everything. They try to outspend each other. They certainly want to beat each other on the field.
So many national championships, so many Heisman Trophy winners shared between these two conferences, David. Everybody gets excited when the Big Ten takes on the SEC.
And these games matter so much. The fans get so amped up, so juiced up, to the point where we hear in the stands what? SEC. SEC. They wouldn't say that if conference pride wasn't a real thing.
At the 20, he's got space. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down. Snap it to the back. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Still looking, on the move. He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to fight another play in the red zone. It'll be 3rd down. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Steps away. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Both of these defenses a little bend, but not breaking in clutch situations, David.
It's always exciting when you can go for it on 4th down and you know your defense will make a stand. They held them to a field goal, Jesse. It's a pretty good job by that defense.
It is. So if I'm this coaching staff, don't deviate from the game plan here. Go back to doing what you want to do and get established in this game.
Harris will throw. Looking down the middle. A strike downfield. Big gain on that one as he stepped out of bounds with a first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Try to get it to the edge. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Off play action. Gets it out quickly. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
And that's the danger. When you've got a receiver like that, if you blitz and you're playing man coverage, he's one-on-one, and he's going to burn you if you don't get home to the quarterback.
The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. On the move. Trying to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
They'll try it over the left side. Headed to the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Michigan. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
He'll call for the fair catch here. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit.
Looking to take a shot. Snags it at the 30 and still running. Touchdown, TCU! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Fresno State is down, but they are not out of it. Not there inside Bulldog Stadium, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to the Astronauts. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well for them. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Harris back to pass. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
The run from the shotgun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
We're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
That's a really nice pass. You can see why this guy right here gives the Michigan faithful reason to be optimistic. You know, for years we know Michigan has always been good at running the football, but they've got to be able to throw. They've got to be more consistent making big plays through the air. This guy gives them that chance.
Right down the middle. Finds the big tight end. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Defense wants to bring the heat. All the way down to the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
And just an awesome job by that defender on that play. Great awareness, and he had his eyes on the quarterback, so he saw the ball thrown, and as such, he was able to go and swat it away. After the misfire, now on 2nd down.
One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well. Third down, and this crowd will blow out a vocal cord to help this defense. Quick release on the RPO. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Fair catch, called for and made. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. It's complete on the right side. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game. But when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. The Horned Frogs want to pick up the tempo. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup. There's a timeout call as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. After run, now throw. Caught near the sticks. It's Quinn. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking to move it through the air. Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mid on the football.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Fires deep toward the end zone. And the throw and catch was good, but you got to do it in the field of play. And he couldn't quite keep that foot in bounds.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Motion from the offense. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. 3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
touchdown, Horned Frogs.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing the go-round.
You said what?
Down the field. I'm running by a guy. I'm looking back, locating the ball, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. sufficient to put some points on the board before the break. The toss to the right. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. The Wolverines racing to the line in a hurry-up. Harris will throw. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
I tell you, as a quarterback, it's going to be hard throwing the ball over the middle of the field against this defense because these D linemen are huge, and they've got long arms. That was like trying to throw over a 10-foot tall person. Nearly impossible.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Wolverines will kick it away to crank up the second half. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Turns it on at midfield. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown, TCU. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or 2, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops following and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Looking to the big tight end. Got it in the middle. It's Cameron. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. That is a highly efficient way to move the chains, and now they are threatening inside the 40. Getting some heat. Fires to the tight end. Across the 25, he's got room. Ball is loose. Oh, unfortunate to get that one back, and as an added bonus, they get the first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
That's that, man.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan. Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ballgame.
And the extra point pulls them to within 3, 24-21. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
The toss sweep to the right. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43 after the productive first down play at 2nd and 6. Caught in the backfield. It's Quinn. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd down, going up top. He'll loft one deep down the left side.
Bro.
It's complete. A huge pickup. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he'll be brought down. Brings up 2nd and goal. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Little touch pass to the receiver. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line. It's still 3rd and goal. Looking to throw it again. Going for
Thank you.
Throw to the end zone.
Tom, you got something.
And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception.
He's off to the races. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who...
Touchdown, Wolverines! And that one will put them up here in the 2nd half. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and they have a 28-24 lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll call for the fair catch here. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to fit.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the Horned Frogs come to the line in the hurry-up. Fast, physical, and disruptive, Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life. He unleashes a long one. And the incomplete pass, taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
Yeah, taking the shot down the field, I love it. Offenses have to do that. A lot of times offenses get pretty conservative, but take deep shots down the field. Try to make those big plays. Trust your wide receivers and your big play guys to make those shots down the field.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
To the air on first down. Throws for the tight end.
Shit, gave it right back to him. I pressed the wrong button.
He'll try to take it
Man,
back.
he ain't got no badges. 29 ain't got no badges.
Himself. What a return after the interception.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Looking to go up top on first down.
Let's go.
Comes out. What a disastrous play. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. There is little that warms the heart of a defender like a strip sack. Even better if you get the ball. And I like the awareness of this defender on the play because he knew he might not actually get to the quarterback and make the hit, but he was able to still swat away, use those long arms.
Stop editing him. I ain't editing him.
And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter.
Edited is close. Number.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Defense showing blitz here. The lone back's got it. Snowed under after a pickup of 2. They'll mark it at the 8. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Harris back to pass.
Damn, he was wide open.
Smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I'm confused.
After that incompletion on third and short, it's going to be an interesting decision for the head coach because I know he believes in his guys to go get it here on fourth down and pad the lead. But if you kick a field goal, you make it a 2-possession game here in the second half, and I think that's the right decision.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. UMass needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with that crowd there at Amherst behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 11 to UTEP. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quarterback checking the play. He's looking for an open man on second down. Going for it all.
Yo, come on, bro.
Snatches it on the right. The defense
He
got
stepped out
caught
before he
that
caught the
time,
ball,
and they
man.
finally
Right,
get him on
open
the
your
ground
eyes.
at the 41. The Horned Frogs headed quickly to the line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that...
Lets it fly.
Seen that.
He's
You
got
know I
it.
should have called the
And he
timeout.
will score. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. Lining up to add another. And no problem on that extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the fourth. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. Fair catch, called for and made. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Ooh, yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field. Stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line. So they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Thank you for not wanting to be great.
I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this league, David, if I were allowed to put it at push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Quarterback will keep it. Kept it on the ground on third down. Picked up 5 yards, but it'll still be 4th and 1. Huge play here late, and this crowd is coming to help the defense. Using his feet. Crosses the 45. Got a lot of running room. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
You know, I think there's a lot of people in the stadium that were wondering why are they going for it on 4th and 1 in their own end of the field, but the gamble paid off.
Wants to throw on first down.
How is he keep getting through like that? Like, who, man? Like, where is he coming from? Linebacker came up the
Listen, we
middle.
all want to get to the quarterback and get sacks, but when you realize the quarterback's going to throw the football right away, you're just trying to get your hands in the air, get a deflection, make him throw around you. Great job by the defensive end.
A hand to the running back. Bulldozes his way through. How about the patience from this sophomore to hunt that green grass?
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him, and then all of a sudden they're...
Touchdown, Michigan! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth. Lining up for the PAT. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick.
Let's go!
GG's,
my nigga.
Football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Defense might bring the house here. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. We've reached the 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. Gotta believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. Harris will throw.
You guys to get out there.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They have the lead in a 1-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the 1st down. Touchdown, Wolverine! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. He's taking a deep shot. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Man, nowhere to run on that play.
I don't think we would drop out of the range. You probably dropped it like 23. We shouldn't be.
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
The throw to the outside is complete. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. And on that last play, he's now over 400 yards passing.
Well, Reese, if you're going to throw for over 400 bills, you got to spread the praise around. Up front, they've done an outstanding job protecting this quarterback, and his receivers have been...
Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
You know, could that be the play that changes the momentum now in this game? Remember, they're down, and it seems like the opponent's got this game in hand, but because of that interception, could that be the play now that generates the momentum to give them a spark to maybe come back and steal this game?
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. He wants to throw. He wants a big play here late.
Where's the safety?
Got it.
Like, come on. I thought we covered that, nigga.
TCU. How about this? These guys are going for 2. Quarterback touch pass on the Jets.
On that same play, Brody.
He's not quite going to get there, and the try for 2 fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further. First things first, they have to recover the onside kick, and then they'll have time for probably just 1 play. They'll use the timeout, 6 seconds left on the clock. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of